I'm from Wilmington, Delaware in the United States.
From Egypt.
I'm from Slovakia.
Nigeria.
Northern Ireland.
Spain,
I'm
from
Palestinian American.
Hong Kong, Russia.
Melbourne, Australia.
From Slovakia.
Turkey.
Vietnam.
Bosnia.
And I'm coming all the way from Pakistan.
I think a lot of the problems we're having right now, we're having because we've kind of lost the right outlook on the world.
And of course, it's difficult to find a solution to every problem.
Education is a challenge to the whole world and not just for a specific country.
Not only for the rich people, but also for poor people.
Disengagement of young people in the political process and the global democracy.
To be able to say things that other people just might not be aware of, might not care about, or might not think about because of who they are and where they've come from.
I think the youth of the world have had enough of being said that they're the future of the world. I think it's the time that the youth realize actually the present of this world.
"60 young people from 49 countries around the world are here to debate the issues that they are concerned about in the world. And they will then, a group of them, a small group of them, will go on to Davos, to the World Economic Forum, and present these ideas to the leaders."
Well, the British Council is actually present in 110 countries around the world, and in many of these countries it's been there for a long time. Because of this, it's able to identify young people who will be the next generation of leaders.
So although I have the title of ambassador, I think you should all see yourselves as ambassadors, not so much from the country that you've come from, although it is great that so many are represented here, but as of the young people, of the young generation generally. And I think those of you who do get selected to go to Davos will have a chance to be there on a stage with people like the Chancellor of the Exchequer, like Queen Rania of Jordan, for you to tell the generation above you what you regard as important, what you see as the issues for tomorrow.
What you mentioned basically boils down to us proposing a sort of a world core curriculum.
Challenges, problems, areas that need to be improved.
I think that it's easier to influence on the education systems which come from governments, which come from influential leaders.
The forum basically has to do with education. The 60 participants were divided into 10 groups, each group of 6 participants, and then each group or team were assigned to develop a project or a way of answering how can we have an education that is inclusive, tolerant, and includes all the cultural groups within society.
We should even educate parents to teach their children
exactly.
to teach tolerance.
Speaking to each and every person, I'm amazed at what in 20 to 25 years of life they've been able to achieve. The sorts of things that they're doing in their own communities that are really making a difference there.
We always talk about government. One day he's going to be the economic minister for Siberia, and he's going to be the education minister of Slovakia. We are going to be in government. Will the situation change? So to whom much is given, much is always expected from us.
For 4 days, we worked constantly, questioning, debating, and challenging each other. We spent quite a bit of time out and about in the field visiting a number of local community areas. I myself went to Charlton Athletic Football Club as a mad football fan.
Charlton Athletic is a club that virtually belongs not to the management, not to the owners, not to the stakeholders, but to the people who live around it. You just take the 1,500 remaining tickets and then give them out to the community, and they appreciate it, the club appreciates it because they get a full stadium of supporters. It's a small club, but it's a leader in the European Alliance for Football, and that's probably very important.
You're tuned in to radiopeckham.org, and we've got a very interesting programme today. We've got the studio packed with people from all around the world who are doing a project related to the World Economic Forum.
Who do you find gets along much better? Do you find that the old people get along much better with the old people, or do you find that the younger ones get along much better?
That's one of the issues we're actually tackling, because in a way it's safer to stick with your own group, your own age group, your own culture group.
It's kind of nice actually to know how student bodies and how the international students cope with the diversity around them. So the big question back then was it hard for someone to actually remain within their identity while they're studying abroad?
My question is, what opportunities do you see in this diversity?
If you speak a different language, you tend to think things from different perspective.
Of course, it goes both ways. That on the one hand, people want access to goods, services, and so on. On the other hand, they are also very resistant to the kinds of changes that are going on, and there are tensions all the time.